Hello and welcome to the NASDAQ market site in Times Square. I'm Jane King, and with me today, Stewie, the CEO and founder of Distributed Credit Chain. So welcome to the NASDAQ, and can't wait to hear about your company.
Wow, thank you.
So,
Thank you. It would be a great pleasure for me to share at the headquarters of NASDAQ.
yes.
Yeah, so basically what we do is a blockchain-based project. So it's an application of the blockchain technology to finance and focusing on the credit area.
On the credit area, okay. So walk me through the company. How does it work? Who are your customers and who do you work with?
So we try to develop a distributed ecosystem of all these financial services. So we work with small financial institutions, big financial institutions, fintech companies, and individuals.
And what's unique about your company?
We try to build up a distributed ecosystem. And in that ecosystem, so we try to restructure the credit financial data. So people today will say like the Facebook, they have the very serious problem of data disclosure or something. So what we do is we're focusing on the financial data, and we try to build up a distributed profile for each individual. And in that profile, it actually comes with a DCC ID. It is works like an address in the cyber world. So the address is like a membership in the traditional banks. It will integrate all your previously credit data, like your loan repayments, loan requests, car loan, like a small cash loan, into one single ID and across different regions and even under different languages with the hash summary. So it's encrypted.
That's interesting. So what problems are you solving in the financial industry?
Well, before this project, I was an entrepreneur in fintech industry in China.
Okay.
And before that, I studied a lot of finance. I was a PhD student from London School of Economics and studying finance. And before that, I studied at Yale and Oxford, also in finance. So I found like the traditional and centralized financial institution, they have the problems like a super high transaction cost and a super high interest rate in certain part of the world, like East Asia.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course, a distorted credit profile.
Okay.
So that is the typical problems that we try to solve. And I realized one day that only the blockchain technology can provide a more comprehensive solution to this problem.
I was just going to ask that. So blockchain really has opened this up to innovation for you. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what's your plan for the future?
Well, it's a long way to go because those established financial institutions, they have years of business and infrastructure. So at the infrastructure level, we have a lot of things to do with ecosystem development. And also we try to reconstructing all the things at the data level. So we want to return the ownership of the private data to individuals. So in that case, each one would have their own avatar on the cyber world based on the blockchain.
This is really fascinating how quickly this is changing. Yeah. What's your opinion about blockchain overall and how it could revolutionize the world and how we do business?
Well, a very good question. I think blockchain is definitely a very important event for human being. And I would say there will be some kind of bubble in certain area because it is not applicable to every single industries. Okay. But in certain specific area, such as like finance, or financial services, they would be very helpful. So I would say focusing on some area that would be truly applicable, and the blockchain can play a very important role in the development of those areas.
Now you've created a company, been an entrepreneur. What kind of advice would you give to people who are looking to start their own business? They have a great idea, they want to launch a company.
Oh, well, I think twice. Yeah. Because
it's a lot of work.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to do, and
That's
you
right.
have to be committed, and the market is quite efficient now. It's not like, especially in China, it's not like 5 or 6 years ago, there were a lot of good companies, competitors, they all have the know-how, and the market becomes crowded. So you have to think about everything, like what are you gonna do, answer all these W questions, and make sure you're committed, then work really hard.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And you've been able to speak with Chinese investors, get investors. What kind of advice would you give about that? And what's the best way to attract investors to your company?
It's not like 7 or 8 years ago, because at that time, the fundraising is a bit easy because there were a lot of new money in the market. But now, I would say for the venture capital in China, most of them, they're all smart monies. So to work with them, you have to have a very clear idea of what you're going to do. And especially, you got to work on some areas which have some sexy topics. So that was actually useful if you want to considering something only about the raising capital. So it's kind of a trade-off between what you really want to do and what is hot now.
Yes, that's true. You always have to, and things that are hot now aren't always hot. So you have to kind of navigate that a little bit. So just finally, one last question. What's next for distributed credit chain?
We had a roadmap. We worked with some top academic schools like Beijing University, Wharton School of Business, Columbia, Oxford, and we really trying to work on some sophisticated techniques, blockchain techniques, which could be applicable to the credit, to restructure the credit area. So, we will keep doing this. And also, we'll have some very good strategic partners. We have over 20 strategic partners already joining our ecosystem, and they were all highly involved. And we would talk to more and welcome more financial institutions to globally to join our ecosystem.
Okay, thank you so much, Stewie Chu, for joining us, founder and CEO of Distributed Credit Chain, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
As you grow the company. So, and thank you as well for joining us. I'm Jane King at the NASDAQ Market Site. Have a great day.
Thank you.